Welcome. The Romans invented nanotechnology, and we have no idea how the impossible cup in 1958, the British Museum acquired something that would baffle scientists for the next 30 years. It's a glass cup, about 6.5 inches tall, covered in an intricate scene of a Greek king being attacked by vines. Beautiful, sure, but here's where it gets weird. Shine a light on the front of the cup, it's jade green. Shine a light through the back, it glows blood red, not painted, not dyed, the same piece of glass. Two completely different colors. This is the Lycurgus Cup, and it shouldn't exist. The 30-year mystery. For decades after the British Museum bought it from the Rothschild family, nobody could explain how it worked. The color change was so dramatic, so impossible, that scientists assumed there had to be some trick. They tested it, they photographed it, they argued about it. Nothing made sense. Then in 1990, researchers finally got permission to examine tiny broken fragments under an electron microscope. What they found made them freeze. The impossible discovery. Embedded in the glass were gold and silver nanoparticles. Not just small, nanoscale small. We're talking 50 nanometers in diameter. That's less than 1,000th the size of a grain of salt. So small you'd need 1,000 of them lined up to equal the width of a human hair. The exact ratio: 66% silver, 31% gold, 3% copper. Here's the problem. This cup was made in 4th century Rome. Around 308, the term nanotechnology was uncoined until 1974. We didn't develop the tools to intentionally manipulate matter at the nanoscale until the 1980s. The Romans beat us by 1,700 years. How it works: the science when light hits these impossibly tiny metal particles. Something called surface plasmon resonance occurs. The electrons in the gold and silver particles vibrate when struck by light. The size of the particles determines which wavelengths of light get absorbed and which get reflected. From the front reflected light, the silver particles scatter blue light, making it appear jade green. From behind transmitted light, the gold particles absorb the blue spectrum and let red light pass through, creating that blood red glow. This is cutting-edge physics. It's the same principle behind modern pregnancy tests, disease detection sensors, advanced optical computing, except the Romans did it without electron microscopes, without understanding atomic theory, without knowing what an electron was. The technique we can't replicate. Here's what scientists think the Romans did. Ground gold and silver into incredibly fine dust, added it to molten glass, repeatedly diluted it with more molten glass, continued until reaching nanoscale proportions. But here's the thing, we can't prove it. Modern attempts to recreate the exact effect have only partially succeeded. Even with all our technology, we can't quite match what a Roman glassmaker did 1,700 years ago with a furnace and manual tools. The precision is insane. Get the particle size wrong by even 10 nanometers, and the color change fails. The Romans nailed it. The lost technology, the Lycurgus Cup, is the only complete example of dichroic caged cup glass from the Roman Empire. Fragments exist. A few pieces in museums, but nothing else intact. Which means this technology, this incredible manipulation of matter at the atomic scale, died with Rome. When the Western Roman Empire collapsed in 476 AD, we entered what historians call the Dark Ages. We lost Roman concrete, not rediscovered until the 1800s, indoor plumbing, central heating, and apparently nanotechnology. It would take us until the mid-20th century when we needed it for the American space program to recreate dichroic glass. The mythological message. The cup isn't just a technical marvel, it tells a story. The carved scene shows King Lycurgus of Thrace, a man so arrogant he banned the worship of Dionysus, the god of wine. In revenge, Dionysus drove him mad. On the cup, Lycurgus is trapped in grapevines, Dionysus's symbol being tormented by the god's followers. Satyrs, the god Pan, and Dionysus himself. The color change might be symbolic. Green equals the vines that trap him, red equals wine, blood, and divine punishment. Some scholars think the ripening effect, green grapes turning red, was intentional. The cup may have been used in Bacchanal cult celebrations, religious parties, where worshippers would drink wine from this impossibly sophisticated vessel. Imagine, you're at a Roman feast. A servant brings out this green cup. They pour wine into it. Suddenly, from inside it glows red like liquid fire. Modern applications. In 2013, researchers at the University of Illinois realized something. If different liquids change how light interacts with nanoparticles, the Lycurgus Cup could be used as a sensor. They created billions of nanowells on a plastic plate, sprayed them with gold and silver nanoparticles, essentially making billions of tiny Lycurgus Cup sand, tested different liquids. The results? Water equals light green, oil equals red. Different salt concentrations equals different colors. It was 100 times more sensitive than existing commercial sensors. A 1,700-year-old Roman drinking cup just inspired next-generation disease detection technology. The questions that remain: did the Romans know what they were doing? The precise ratio of metals suggests yes. This wasn't an accident. They understood cause and effect, even if they didn't understand electrons or wavelengths. How many other cups existed? We don't know. The Lycurgus Cup survived because it was likely owned by someone incredibly wealthy, possibly someone in the emperor's inner circle. It was too valuable to break. How many others were lost? Could they make other colors? Theoretically, different particle sizes could create blue, purple, or orange. Did they? We have no evidence, but the fact that they perfected green to red suggests they were experimenting. Why this matters? The Lycurgus Cup destroys our arrogant assumption that ancient equals primitive. We imagine Romans as people with togas and swords, building aqueducts through brute force. We don't imagine them manipulating matter at the atomic scale, but they were. This cup is a reminder that we're not the first people to be clever. Civilizations rise and fall. Knowledge is fragile. The techniques that seemed common to Roman glassmakers passed down master to apprentice vanished entirely, and took us 1,500 years to rediscover. How much else did we lose? Breakfire, a Byzantine weapon that burned on water. Damascus steel blades that could slice through European swords lost. Roman concrete that survived 2,000 years while ours crumbles in 50 lost, until recently. The Lycurgus Cup sits in the British Museum, glowing green under museum lights, reminding us we're not standing on the shoulders of giants, we're standing on the rubble of giants. And sometimes, just sometimes, we dig up something that proves they were doing the impossible long before we thought it was possible.